Love is something everyone craves, a connection so deep that it makes life feel whole. But for those who are spiritually awakened, love often feels like a paradox, something they long for but can't quite hold on to. They crave depth, truth, and soul connection, yet they often end up feeling misunderstood, alone, or disconnected in relationships that once felt magical. Why does that happen? Why do spiritually awakened people struggle so much with love? It all begins with transformation. When someone goes through a spiritual awakening, their perception of life changes. They start seeing things differently, not just with their eyes, but with their heart. The illusions fade, the ego softens, and they begin to crave authenticity more than comfort. But here's the challenge. Most of the world still operates from the ego, from fear, attachment, and superficial love. So when a spiritually awakened person tries to love in this world, they often feel out of sync, like they're speaking a language no one else understands. Before awakening, love is usually about what can you give me? It's about needs, validation, and filling emotional voids. But after awakening, love becomes sacred. It's about growth, freedom, and truth. They no longer seek someone to complete them because they've realized they are already whole. Yet that same realization makes relationships complicated. Because now they no longer fit into the usual patterns, the small talk, the power games, the dependency cycles. They crave something pure, transparent, and aligned with their higher self. Spiritually awakened people often see right through others' masks. They can sense when someone is pretending, lying, or emotionally unavailable. And while this awareness protects them, it also isolates them. They can't unsee what they know. So instead of diving into surface-level relationships, they wait, hoping to find someone who vibrates on their frequency. But waiting can feel lonely. The world doesn't move as fast as their spirit does, and not everyone is ready to love with that level of awareness. Another reason awakened souls struggle with love is that they attract what they need to heal. Every relationship after awakening becomes a mirror. Instead of comfort, they meet lessons. Instead of easy love, they meet triggers. Because love now becomes a spiritual journey, not a romantic fantasy. The people they meet often mirror their old wounds, abandonment, rejection, or self-worth issues, forcing them to grow even more. It's beautiful, but also painful. While others seek love to escape pain, awakened souls often find love through pain. Sometimes they fall for people who aren't spiritually awake yet. These connections can be electric at first, because awakened people radiate peace, wisdom, and depth that others find magnetic. But soon, the gap in consciousness appears. The awakened one seeks understanding and presence, while the other may still chase validation, drama, or control. This mismatch often leads to heartbreak, not because of lack of love, but because of difference in awareness. One wants union of souls, the other just wants attachment. And when that heartbreak happens, spiritually awakened people don't just lose a person, they feel it on a soul level. Because they love differently. When they love, they pour their whole being into it. They see divinity in their partner, they merge energy, they connect beyond physical touch. So when that bond breaks, it feels like part of their spirit has been torn apart. But that pain too becomes part of their awakening. Each heartbreak teaches them more about unconditional love, love without ownership, without control, without expectation. Another reason they struggle is that awakened love demands vulnerability, and vulnerability requires courage. They've spent so long healing, learning to be strong and independent, that opening up again feels risky. They fear losing their peace more than being alone. They know that not everyone deserves access to their energy. So they build invisible walls not out of pride but protection. They would rather be alone in truth than together in illusion. They would rather have peace than passion that burns them. There's also a strange loneliness that comes with awakening. When you start seeing the deeper truth of existence, it becomes hard to relate to ordinary conversations. Gossip, material goals, or shallow affection no longer satisfy. Spiritually awakened people crave connection that feeds their soul, not just their body or ego. They seek partners who understand energy, intuition, and consciousness. But those people are rare. And so, many